much. Okay, so this is Obadiah 1:3. It says the pride of thy heart has deceived thee. Okay, so your pride, what you think, man, is you know, military, yeah. You know, 10 aircraft carriers. No one's gonna touch us. Oh, but you didn't consider the Lord. You didn't consider the day of the Lord. Okay, because upon the return of the Lord, He ain't worried about your. He gave you the spirit to create those missiles. Okay, Isaiah 54:16. Okay, Isaiah 54:16. It says hold on a minute. Bear with me. Behold, I've created the smith, which is the scientist, German scientist, American scientist, okay, all them scientists of Esau, okay. I've created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. I've created the waster to destroy, okay. So the Most High put it within this man's spirit, okay, to create these instruments of death, okay. He's put it within their spirit to be the destroyers of the earth, okay. But check what it says there. It says, no weapon that is formed against thee, who? The 12 tribes of Israel, okay, the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. Every tongue that shall, and this is the elect of the 12 tribes of Israel, and every tongue that shall rise up against thee in judgment that shall condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, is of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Okay, so the Most High set it up, okay, to where the elect of the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, they wasn't going to touch the sting of death. Now, you might have it to where some of them actually get put to death, but the sting of death of just you know, dying aimless death, that's not going to touch them, because you're going to die. Okay, the Most High going to make you a martyr. Okay, but you was going to be the first ones on the chariots. The scripture speaks about that within the book of Thessalonians, man. So the dead shall rise first in Yahushua. Okay, they're going to be all right. So really to die for this truth, man, that's like one of the greatest honors, man. Okay, now it's a scary notion to think about, but that's, hey, the Lord had to do that. Okay, so back within the book of Obadiah, it says Isaiah Obadiah 1:3, it says the pride of thine heart has deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cleft of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, who exalts it? It ain't the Arabs out there that exalting themselves that is the eagle. It was the Greeks, the Romans, okay, and then now you go to where the British stroke American Empire stroke NATO, okay, that whole amount of people, okay, they exalt themselves as the eagle, and the Lord said that what? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, thence will I bring thee down. So when they was going to set their nest amongst the stars, the Lord's going to take them down at that point. Okay, so though thou nest amongst the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Okay, so that's that scripture done with. Now let's go to the book of Ezekiel, the 36th chapter, okay, and see the story from another perspective. Because now we've been seeing the story from the perspective of you know, America being destroyed, okay, we've been seeing the story from the perspective of Esau being destroyed, okay, and we're going to see that a little bit later on as well within the book of Thessalonians, but I really wanted to get into the scripture right. In fact, I can get that book right now, okay, let's read that now, and then, alright, okay, I'm going to read the book of 2 Thessalonians 2:1, and then I'll go into Ezekiel 36. Okay, it makes more logical sense to have it to where you go through the whole future history of Esau. Okay, and we read about how he's going to be brought down and etc. And then now we're going to see you know, what's going to happen to the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, the nation of Israel. Because if one nation is fallen, it stands to reason one is going to be raised up. Okay, so Second Thessalonians 2:1, it says, now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, by the gathering, okay, together unto him, okay, that soon, that ye not be so soon shaken in mind, okay, as that the day of Yahushua Mashiach is at hand. Okay, so you're supposed to be steadfast. This is, you know, dealing with the elect. You're supposed to be steadfast in this truth, man, having your foundations sure, okay, and grounded in the Lord. Okay, this is a precept now. Within the book of Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 15, and I'll start from the 51st verse, okay? But the point is in the 58th verse, but I'll start from 51. It says, behold, I'll show you a mystery. we shall not all sleep, but we shall be changed. Okay, so that's dealing with how the in this transition, we're going to be reading about the transition within Ezekiel 36. But in this transition, okay, of a wicked empire to a righteous empire, okay, you ain't going to have it to where all of the nation of Israel, all the elects, just going to have to die for this truth. Okay, which is a prerequisite for some entities, some beings, okay, that are out here. Okay, you ain't going to have it to where all of them just going to die like that. Okay, some of them is just going to be changed. Okay, that is to say, the scripture speaks about how okay, some of the people of the Lord are going to be put to death, but ultimately we know that you're going to get new bodies. Okay, so some people are just going to get the new body straight away, man. Okay, some people ain't going to have to go to the spiritual realm first, and then they appear with the Lord, okay, within the chariots, and then, you know, they got the new bodies. Some of them are just going to be out here, you know, in the twinkling of an eye. In the last trump, as it's going to say here within the scriptures, they're just going to be changed, man. Okay, and this is what we're reading about. So it says 2 Thessalonians 2, rather not 2 Thessalonians 2, 1 Corinthians 15 and 51. It says, behold, I'll show you a mystery, we shall not all sleep, but we shall be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye. Okay, at the last trump. And what's the last trump? This is the end of the world, man. Okay, like I said, like I exemplified earlier. Okay, you got it to where you got a trumpet is going to be sounded in the time of war. Okay, so during the time of war, you got this last trump that's going to be sounded, and you're going to have it to where certain jakes is going to be changed. But here it is. This is why it was. This ties in with what the scripture we was reading out there within the book of Isaiah 54. Okay, when we was reading the book of Isaiah 54, what did it say? No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. Why? Because the Most High is going to have to make you a different being, okay, for you to survive the different weapons that Esau's create. Okay, whether it be hyper sound technology, okay, where he's got a sound weapon that he's going to use against you, whether it be the nuclear weapon he's going to use against you. In any event, okay, no mortal upon the face of the earth is going to be able to withstand those things. But see, the Most High said that what? You shall be changed in the last trump. To fulfill what he said within what? Within the book of Jeremiah, the 30th chapter, that how that Jacob was going to be saved, okay, out of the time of Jacob's trouble. He's going to be saved out of it because he's going to be giving new bodies, man. Okay? You ain't going to have it to where you're going to have just Esau come up here, you know, just round Jacob and just, you know, throw bullets at them, and that's going to work, man. That's not how the Most High rigged the whole thing up. The Most High set it up that what? He was going to give them certain amounts of spiritual power, okay, to withstand those times. And ultimately, you're going to need spiritual power because this man's blessed with the sword, man. Okay, his blessing is a sword. Are you going to come up against a guy who's blessed with the sword and you're just going to survive unless you have the working and the power of Yahweh Shimi outside behind you? You're going to need something extra, man, in that day to survive those times, okay? So let's go. Let's carry on here. It says, this is the book of history. Okay, this is the book of 1 Corinthians 15 and 52. It says, in a minute, rather more in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, in the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible. So the ones that do die, they're going to be raised incorruptible. Now, why is it speaking about incorruptible? See how all of these scriptures tie up, man? This is how you know this is how you're supposed to read the Bible, man. Okay? And we was taught this a great millstone, man. Starting first and foremost with the elders, from precept upon precept. See how already we went to Revelations, we went to the book of Ezekiel, and everything's linking up. Because when you go into the understanding of how the dead is going to be raised incorruptible, okay, you have to go to Ezekiel the 36th chapter, which we was reading about. And how's the dead going to be raised incorruptible? Gonna go to the book of Hebrews, the 8th chapter, which was the fulfilling of the covenant, man. Okay? The covenant of what? The second covenant the Most High made with the 12 tribes of Israel, and that what? He was gonna make their minds he's gonna make the minds to be he's gonna write the laws within their minds. They were gonna be born doing right. Okay, and that's the next scripture I was gonna go into, because in the next scripture I'm gonna go into in Ezekiel 36, he's gonna tell you that. How he's gonna establish a new covenant with the 12 tribes of Israel. You know, he's gonna have it to where he's gonna remove the stony heart away from them. Okay, he's gonna give them a heart of flesh, and they was just gonna be doing right, man. Okay, all of these scriptures just all link up, man. Okay, this is how you're supposed to read the Bible, man. Okay, it says and what's the corruption? The corruption is that the mind, okay, was made subject unto vanity. Okay, and vanity is what? Is evil. So you got into where the heart of stone, the mind, Here is going to be replaced with a new mind. And it's going to tell you that in the very next scripture I'm going to go to within the book of Ezekiel, the 36th chapter. Okay? It says here, the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruptible, and this mortal must put on immortality. And where does death come from? Okay, you go to where people are trying to say, oh, we're gonna remove death from the earth, and this, that, and the third. We're gonna, you gotta ask yourself, where does death come from? We know through the scriptures that the wages of sin is death. Okay, so when iniquity is done within the earth, death comes about that. Okay, so when you go into where you got the man of sin, as we're going to see within the book of 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, when he is within the earth, he was going to have death, because he was going to push forth iniquity, and the wages of iniquity is death. Okay, this is the whole algorithm that the Most High has put forth. Okay, you go into where you go, you go into where what? You go to 1 is equal to 1, okay, 0 is equal to 0, and sin is equal to death. Okay, so when you go to where the man of sin is in power, you're just going to have it to where the power of death is going to be upon the people. And when you go to where the people of life is rooted, okay, the 12 tribes of Israel, that's when you're going to have life perpetuate, man. Because now we ain't going to have that stony heart within us to push forth iniquity. We're going to have a heart of flesh, and we're going to push forth righteousness, man. Okay? We're going to push forth the law, and in pushing forth the law, and we know these heathens ain't going to be perfect, okay? But in pushing forth the law, they was going to be a lot better off than they are now. Okay? So going back onto the book of 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter, and this is now the 3rd verse. It says, for this corruptible must put on incorruptible, and the mortal must put on immortality. Immortality is having it to where you don't go off, man. Okay? Because you commit adultery, death. Okay? If you commit idolatry, death. That's what comes about having it to where our people was worshiping Caesar Bozé. That's brought about a lot of death within the world, man. That's why you got all kind of stuff happening out there within South America. Okay, landslides, earthquakes. I mean, not so much earthquakes, but landslides. Killing a whole bunch of people because they was into idolatry, man. Okay, and that's what the Lord said. The wages of sin is death. That's the algorithm, the mathematics or something. Okay, the mathematics that the Lord had put forth out there. So when they was worshiping Caesar Bozé, what happened? The Lord brought forth death because he was idolatry, man. It's simple. So when this man is taken out of power and takes his images and his idols with him, okay, and his covetousness with him, and his idolatry and his adultery with him, you was gonna have life, man. That's why the scripture says the immortality was gonna be placed forth within the world, but it goes even further than just that. Okay, because in having it to where you was going to do righteousness, the Lord had promised within the law that if you was going to do right, the Lord was going to extend our lives, okay, unto the point of immortality. Okay, he was going to have it to where we wasn't going to have diseases. Okay, hey, here it is, you've been doing righteousness all your life, and you get cancer. That don't make no sense. Okay, now I mean true righteousness. You got a lot of people here do, oh, he was such a nice person. Well, guess what? That person might have been doing some underhanded stuff in his previous life. I'm talking about when the kingdom is established, the Most High puts the laws, statutes, commandments within your mind, and you're doing actual righteousness, not fake righteousness, worshiping Caesar Bozé in some church somewhere, okay, and giving candy to kids on Halloween. That's not righteousness. Okay, that's actually iniquity. Okay. But going back onto the point I was making, okay, here it is, you're in the kingdom, okay, and the Most High put the laws, statutes, commandments within your mind, and you get cancer. That don't make no sense. That means to say when we get those laws within our mind, we're just going to live out immortality. And that's what the scripture's speaking about. And we're going to see that within the book of Ezekiel, the 36th chapter. Okay, so it says that, so when this corruptible shall be put on incorruptible, and this mortal shall be changed into mortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying, okay, that death is swallowed up in victory. Death, where is thy sting, or grave, where is thy victory? And I quoted that earlier. Or the sting of death is sin. Who? Okay, the sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the Lord. But when the Lord's within our mind, it's like, just dealing in spirituality. Man, how you doing? I'm doing good. Okay? It says, but thanks be to Yahweh Shemi Shai, that giveth us the victory through Yahweh Shai Mashiach, because through Yahweh Shai, we could go on to the point where we're now we got the laws, statutes, commandments within our minds. Okay? Via the law, you couldn't do that. Okay? The Lord had to send a redeemer, and in sending a redeemer, we was carried. Now we're in a position where what? Through the teaching of the scriptures, Okay, the elect was going to come back unto the Lord. Okay, and coming back unto the Lord was going to fashion us into new bodies, man. Okay, having no iniquity. Okay, he says, therefore, my beloved, and this is the point I was wanting to read. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, for as much as you know that your labor is not in vain. So you're supposed to be unshakable, man. Okay, and that goes back onto the book of 2 Thessalonians, the 3rd chapter, where it says, "Thou shalt not be that ye be not soon shaken in mind or troubled, neither by spirit nor by any word, okay, nor by letter from us, right? As the day of the Lord, Yahushua Mashiach, is at hand." So if the day of the Lord is at hand, you know what the Lord's gonna do for you. You ain't supposed to be all, you're supposed to be steadfast, man. The scripture talks about how the Lord was going to have it to where the righteous was going to stand in boldness. Okay, not in a shaky, willowy, washy mentality, man. Okay, that's actually a demon. Okay, you're supposed to be strong. We're reading about the scripture, the greatest book upon the earth, and we're reading about the greatest people that's existed, and we're reading about the promise of those people. You ain't supposed to be shaky in your mind, man. You're supposed to be confident, man. Okay, and this is what the scripture is speaking about. It says, that ye not be so soon shaken in mind or troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by the letter from us. Okay, as that the day of the Lord is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except the falling away come first, and that man of sin be revealed, and the son of perdition. And this is the time we're living in right now. We're living in the time of the man of sin. Okay. Now, like I said, the wages of sin is death. Okay, but you go into where the man of sin is in rulership, you're just gonna have death all around, man. Okay, cancer. Okay, would you have obesity? Okay, all kind of things, man. Okay, high blood pressure. All of these things were demons, man. Those are demons. They're gonna put people to death. Okay, they're gonna kill a lot of people because you got the man of sin in rulership. Okay, let's read a little bit more now here. It says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called Yahweh. Okay, so he sets himself up. He looks at the order of the scriptures. Okay, he looks at the things written within the Bible, and he thinks to himself, look, I'm gonna come up against all of this, man. Okay, no, that ain't right. Okay, he looks in the Bible. The Bible says don't eat pork. He says no, we gonna eat pork. Matter of fact, we're gonna go out there in Jerusalem, okay, and make kosher pig. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, he looks within the scriptures. He says, look, you ain't supposed to be committing no sodomy. What does he do? He legalizes it. Okay, he goes in the scriptures. He looks at all the laws, and he breaks every last one of them. And he's got the nerve to say this is a God-fearing country. Okay, this is the nature of the man of sin, the devil. Okay, and this is his time to rule right now. This is the time of the devil to rule right now. And we're talking about some spiritual demon that's just somewhere out there somewhere, okay, with horns. No, we're talking about a man, okay, a nation of people, and their working is after the working of Satan, and the scripture's gonna tell you that. Okay, it says here, who oppresseth and exalteth himself above all that is called Yahweh, or that is worshipped. Okay, so that he is as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, because that's how he exalts himself. He sees himself as a God. Okay. Oh no, look, I've got science. Science, you got to prove every, Big Bang Theory. Okay, and our whole Big Bang Theory was to say what? To justify their existence. Okay, when you go into the scriptures, you find out their existence came about by way of what? It came out by way of the Most High saying, look, this guy is going to be the wasted one away. Call him Esau. And they came up with some whole Big Bang Theory and evolution theory to make it to where they existed by some other way other than what the scripture said. Okay, so that's what their science is all about. Okay, so it says that this the 5th verse. It says, remember ye not that when I was with you, I told you these things. It says, and now you know that what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. And this is the time of revealing who this guy is. This is the man of sin. This is the devil. Okay, he's going to be destroyed. The Lord's going to take him out of his power. Okay, the Lord's going to set up a new kingdom of righteousness. And we're about to read about that now. Okay, Let's see if there's any more. Oh yeah, there we go. 7. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who letteth will let until he be taken away. Job, that's within the book of Job 14 and 5. I'm going to get that right quick. Okay, Job 14 and 5. Okay, Job 14 and 5 says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, or thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Okay, so he's got a time limit. Okay, he's got a start point, right, and an end point. Okay, he was going to rule from here, he's going to stop ruling to that point. That's how the Most High set his bounds up. Now they might pursue to go beyond that. That's why you read about the so-called New World Order within the scriptures, and tells you that when he's about to fulfill himself, okay, when he's about to fill his belly, okay, the Most High was going to put him within straits. Okay, he was going to be put into difficulties. Okay, you're going to try to establish some chipping of everybody, and it wasn't going to work out. Okay, because the Most High's got a different plan that he's setting up. Matter of fact, when you go to the book of Daniel, the 2nd chapter on the 44th verse, it says how in the days of these kings shall the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahweh set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, shall not be left over a people, but it shall destroy and break in pieces all the kingdoms that have existed before it. Okay, and that's really the new world order, but that's going to be a new world order in righteousness. That's the new world order the Most High is coming with. So they're trying to do what? They were trying to do what? Depopulation of the people. Lord's gonna depopulate the people, man. Don't you know that's all part of the story? Okay? But in depopulating the people, he's also gonna remove you completely from the earth. Okay, you so-called white people ain't gonna exist within the kingdom of heaven. Okay, because you're the man of sin. The scripture tells you that. Okay? You're the man of iniquity. How can you exist in a righteous kingdom and you're just dead? You can't teach this man righteousness. The scripture says, if favor will be shown unto the wicked, they will not learn righteousness. Favor has been shown to the wicked. They're in rulership right now, and they have done nothing but bring forth death unto the world.